Whoa. Hot hair. Hello, welcome to Game On, the show that this week may be reviewing LA Noire, but has definitely not been paid off by Rockstar. We just like the logos, the t-shirts.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, no, mine is. Mine is very nice.
What's
Coming
wrong
up
with
this
mine?
week.
What's wrong with mine?
Coming up this week.
What's wrong with
Coming up
mine?
this week.
But
We hit the beat and file our case report on LA Noire.
games on the big screen, smash hit or bad miss?
Modern Warfare 3, head hit or misfire.
Hitman or Missman Absolution?
And Mass Effect 3, misses hitting on misses. Wow, I'm glad that's over.
Me too.
That was tough.
I want this to be special.
First up, it's time to put on our distinctive detective 1940s hats.
Whoa, where did these come from? How did you make that happen?
Just one of many talents you
pro-
didn't know I had.
Producing hats.
Whenever I wish.
Really? That's a weird talent.
Got a patrolman on site, the coroner's on his way. Get over there, see what you can find out.
So if you're into crime thrillers with long arcing plots and character backstories, you will love Rockstar's latest title, LA Noire.
And even if you don't love any of that stuff, you'll still probably love LA Noire.
Can I take the hat off?
No!
LAPD, could we have a word?
It is, in short, a revelation in intellectual gaming.
You play as Cole Phelps and work your way through the ranks of the LAPD, moving up from beat cop to super duper detective with a couple of stop-ups at homicide and vice along the way.
This means there's no shortage of intrigue and captivating cases, which all blend together to feed into a much larger, overarching storyline to be uncovered throughout the game.
Do you think you might be ready for that?
Some nice additional touches add to the richness of the whole CD tapestry, like World War II flashbacks that could give us a complex and ever-unfolding backstory for Cole.
You look spooked, Phelps. It never gets any easier, Bukowski.
On top of this, you find newspapers throughout the game that give you an insight into the goings-on that may as yet be out of reach in the crime-ridden shadows of 1940s LA.
We won't spoil anything for you by giving away the main plot, and we actually can't tell you anything about the storylines and outcomes of the desk cases.
So we're going to have to keep specifics to a minimum then.
Pretty much.
Keep it generic.
Spill it, or we take you out in the alley and we knock it out of you.
The choices you make throughout the investigation of a case mean you may end up charging a different suspect to your neighbour playing the game.
Depending on the evidence you've found, the rigour of your investigation and your own hunches, you may even get the wrong person.
That'd be terrible.
How is it you can bring no less than 3 suspects into my station and still manage to charge the wrong guy?
A case report at the end will give you a ranking and provide tantalising comments like, perhaps the bus driver would have liked to testify if you'd have taken the time to find him.
Which basically means, oi thicko, you've condemned an innocent person for a crime they did not commit. You are a terrible human being.
Like when I sent down that 4-year-old ballerina for the bank job.
Yeah, did that happen?
I could see the guilt in her twinkling toddler eyes.
I'm not a bad girl.
The way you play the game to weed out the perps is something you wouldn't perhaps expect from a team made famous by the Grand Theft Auto series.
Rather than running around all guns blazing, there's often a much slower pace to the game.
You investigate crime scenes one blood spatter at a time, and with the help of your trusty partner, well-timed controller vibrations and subtle musical hints, piece together a list of evidence and uncover potential leads.
At times it feels a bit point and click, and the worry is you'll often find yourself just covering the whole surface area of a crime scene, repeatedly tapping away in the hope of uncovering something.
Yes, CSI it isn't quite, and if you want to do it properly and use your noggin to look for relevant clues rather than poke around wildly in the shrubbery, then you'll find it much more rewarding.
You're a worn tough guy. You should learn to take a hint.
It isn't all slow process and thinking though.
No, when you're out in the squad car, you will get emergency calls from time to time. These provide most of the action for the game, and you're allowed to use your gun to dish out some 40s style justice on thieves, murderers, and of course ne'er-do-wells.
Hate those ne'er-do-wells.
Cheeky ne'er-do-wells.
They're the worst. It would be nice to have an easy option of apprehending them unscathed, a bit like John Marston's lasso in Red Dead Redemption. But sometimes your only option is to call in a code 4.
What's a code 4?
It's what you call in when you kill the baddie.
No, it's for encrypting information.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Put the weapon down now.
There are times when the movement in the gameplay can actually feel a bit clunky, and despite looking very dapper with a hat like one of these and a suit to match, not a t-shirt, Cole won't always be as graceful as you'd like.
But it's a problem that is easily overlooked, particularly when you consider the astounding animation that Team Bondi have put together for our viewing pleasure.
Yeah, all too often games can be oversaturated with dull cutscenes that do nothing to enhance the overall experience. This isn't the case, no pun intended, with LA Noire, and you'll find yourself becoming engrossed, first for the plot development, and then just because it looks so good.
I expect you to draw your own conclusion.
It's already been much talked about, but gone are babbling protagonists who look like cheap ventriloquism acts, and hopefully here to stay is a new precedent in video game animation.
Team Bondi's pairing of motion capture technology with a huge cast of actually real talented actors has really paid off, and the game certainly has a convincing cinematic edge.
The devil's in the detail, and it's probably the subtleties that are the biggest reward.
You're right, Steph. A shifty look in an interrogation can affect your trust of a witness and ultimately affect the outcome of a case.
What proof have you got?
So to sum up, do believe the hype. LA Noire is an engaging, thought-provoking experience that should get you hooked to the ways of the Force.
Just like Star Wars.
No, the police force. Totally different.
You're like, may the police force be with you.
Case closed.
And we take our hats off in respect of a touchy subject, pretty much blasphemy in the world of games.
Yeah, the movie adaptations of our favourite titles and how rubbish they normally are.
Except for Resident Evil and Silent Hill.
I do not like Silent Hill. It's just a Yorkshireman running around a misty ghost town looking for imaginary friends.
Well, maybe Ubisoft can impress you a bit more than Sean Bean and Pyramid Head then.
After announcing earlier this month that they will be opening a film and TV department, the French publishers have now told us what games we can expect to see on the big screen.
Yep, apparently adaptations of Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon are all in the pipeline.
But is this something to look forward to, or is it something we should pretend isn't going to happen, then gradually float ignorantly closer to the impending inevitable doom?
Like Charlie Sheen's next single?
Probably. Or are we just getting worried for nothing? Is there a chance that Ubisoft Motion Pictures could do a good job of taking some beloved gaming franchises and making us love them even more? There's certainly the potential there for some truly kick-ass films. Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon could be the next Hunt for Red October. After all, they were based on Tom Clancy ideas.
You could have some hunky man like George Clooney or Kiefer Sutherland in the lead role.
Yeah, well, like Sam Fisher. I'm actually thinking I would be quite a good Sam Fisher.
Sooner or later, gonna cut you down.
Assassin's Creed could make an epic trilogy, mixing intrigue with action and stunning visuals of Italian hay bales.
All it takes is imagining Christian Bale wandering around in a white robe and stabbing people, and you've got your silver screen Altair.
Yeah, no, again, I was thinking maybe me for that role. I've quite a good Altair.
I haven't been thinking about you for that role, no. What about Desmond?
Desmond? I'm not playing Desmond.
No?
Too cool to play a character like Desmond. Called Desmond.
You dare disrespect me?
Well, what do you think? Will Ubisoft's gaming film crossover experiment work? And who would you like to put in the films?
Better yet, which games would you like to see turned into a silver screen classic that haven't already been confirmed?
Personally, I'd like to see Pac-Man starring Danny Dyer.
Oh my god, I would too.
With a nice lager.
Modern Warfare 3 now. Let's be honest, we don't know a lot about it.
No beating about the bush there.
We've seen 4 teasers doing the rounds online, and what we can deduce from them is that the game will take place in at least 4 countries.
Germany, France, England and America, with a load of stalkers. Not sure who they're stalking, though.
Stalker 1-0, this is Stalker 1-1. Status report, over. Stalker 1-1, this is Stalker 1-0.
Well, now it looks like the official reveal will happen on Monday, the 23rd of May, during an NBA game.
Which is, of course, the natural environment for warfare.
This is confirmed by the Facebook event page for the unveiling, and if you want to look super cool, you can stick the date in your social networking calendar so you don't forget to watch a piece of advertising.
Exiting station into Westminster now. Are you in place?
Other rumours have suggested a release date of the 8th of November, but Infinity Ward's creative strategist, Robert Bowling, has been quick to tweet his view of the gossip.
Wait for the real reveal, he says, and to think all this hype is just over the official announcement and trailer.
Yeah, imagine what the world will be like when the game actually comes out.
Modern madness.
Call of Duty Modern Madness. Brilliant.
3. Воспользуйся слабостью своего врага.
After 5 long years of hibernation, everyone's favourite follically challenged mass-murdering assassin, Agent 47, is set for a comeback.
Long-term developer IO Interactive has announced Hitman Absolution, which will see the cold-blooded killer hunted by police, betrayed by those he trusted, how terrible, and in search of the truth.
Everyone's always searching for the truth. You'd think one person would have at least found it by now and just shared it with everyone.
I mean, that'd be the nice thing to do.
Wouldn't it?
That's what I would do.
Built using IO Interactive's new Glacier 2 proprietary game engine, IO have promised to deliver a gameplay experience similar to previous entries in the franchise, but boosted by an array of brand new features.
You're that bald killer! Someone help!
Hitman Absolution is due out in 2012 and will make its grand debut at E3 next month at an invitation-only unveiling.
Did I mention I love what IO Interactive have done with Hitman? Think the franchise is great.
This isn't like the time that you tricked me into inviting you to my party. They're not going to fall for your crafty schemes.
Really? I think you're probably right. You're always right. You're an asset to this programme, to the world. I think you look very nice today. You look very pretty. Hair's good.
Should we get some lunch?
Yes.
I'll make you a cup of tea.
Yeah, thanks. Still got it. And finally, time to look at the exploits of Outer Space's answer to Casanova.
Yes, part-time fighter and full-time lover, Mass Effect's Commander Shepard.
BioWare has announced its epic threequel Mass Effect 3 will now allow both male and female Shepards to pursue same-sex relationships.
I want this to be special.
Sadly, the big question on whether we'll finally see a Krogan and Rachni love affair still remains unanswered. Guess that's only me then.
Yeah.
By the goddess. That was incredible, Shepard.
BioWare's also revealed love interests from Mass Effect 1 will now conflict with your partner of choice in the third game, so the potential for love triangles, rectangles or tetrahedrons is now based purely on how freaky you let your Normandy captain get with intergalactic space babes.
Mass Effect 1 famously offered a sorry female Liara as a potential lesbian partner for a female Shepard.
But now with the possibility of male same-sex relationships, Shepard could finally get the chance to act on any feelings for Mr. Tall, Dark and Mysterious, the elusive man.
Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
Even though we've heard TIM, or Tim as I like to call him, will be out to get Shepard in number 3, so maybe it's just a case of treat him mean, keep him keen.
Probably. Maybe, who knows? We'll find out.
Case.
Yeah. Well, that's all for this week on Game On. We're off to have an intergalactic same-sex relationship.
And then adapt it into a disappointing film.
Saucy.
More gaming gay fun next week. That's good. Yes! Oh no, I look like a bad backing singer now.
Hey now, you're enough. Right, 3, 2, 1. You look Amish. This prune is sticky.
Shut up, Dad. Absolutely. Getting freaky.
Woo!
Wanna get freaky
with you. Should release that. I'm doing my hair.
Ah.
Sorry.
How the roles have reversed.
Oh, actual hats! Where did these come from? Okay, no, you didn't want me to start. I'm going to have mine at a weird angle.
I want mine at a weird angle.
Do I look like Boy George?
Matt, your hat looks ridiculous.
Oh. How do I... What, like that?
You like push it down at the front.
Have you got a big head?
Clearly.
It's because you've got so much hair! I should probably read the sentences though. Like the time I sent down that 5-year-old ballerina for that bank job.
Yeah, did that happen?
I wish it did. Can 3-year-olds do ballet? I don't know.
Well, they can't do bank jobs, so... Fine.
I don't think you even understand this joke. Sounds like you've ruined my script.
Boogity Bondi.
Oh.
Boogity Bondi. Snoop Doggy Dog.
Double G. We could have someone like George Clooney or some hunky Kiefer Sutherland type playing Tom Fisher.
Sam Fisher.
Oh no!
Could well be the next Hunt for Red October. After all, they were based on...